Share l'avenir. JUJUPOWER, ÔRÌШÀ voodoo inspired living. Liberational thoughts during the temporary season of Corona. Part 2. Bless up, y'all. Peleo Jambo Sanuyayade Kedu was shaking. See these right here? In my culture, my family, and my Egun, my ancestors, we call these yams. They're actually, technically, sweet potatoes. But when my family and everybody that I grew up with, my entire community, when we came to this country, we saw things in the light of what we had when we were back in our motherland, meaning Igbo land, Yoruba land, Hausa land, Gikuyu land, Ethiopia, on and on and on. All these different places that we came from, Cameroon, all these different places that we came from, mixed all up in the same family. And we saw them, we said, those look like yams. That's what our ancestors said. That's what Egun, our ancestors said. They said they look like yams. So we're going to call them yams. They started making food that was like the food at home. They started making peanut butter, like they got that peanut butter in East Africa. They started making cornbread, like they do in Ethiopia. They started making grits, like they do in West Africa. They call it gari. Basically, same thing as grits. Fufu, amala, same thing as grits. Kring cassava leaf and all like that from Sierra Leone. That started to be all our various stews. Binch, black-eyed pea stew. Chitlins, just like they make cow belly in Sierra Leone, they made chitlins. That's our culture. So just like yams was a staple food for our families when we were in the pre-European colonial days, yams is a staple food for me when I was growing up. Here are yams that we made as an adimu offering to Orisha collectively with the JUJUPOWER family, taking care of our business during this temporary season of Corona, making sure that we have ourselves metaphysically aligned so we can get the best of the season and minimize osogbo, blocks, challenges, and obstacles so we can maximize ire, blessings and good fortune, so that we can survive and then thrive. Now, some people would see these and they would say, these are not yams. They're not yams. They're not yams. Why are you calling these yams? These people need maybe to think about one thing, I think, which is that every locality, every ethnicity has their own unique journey. So, over here, these are yams. They sustained us. They sustained I and I from the times of chattel slavery till right now today. Candied yams, baby. Sweet potatoes, fries. Our ancestors took what they had and they applied their African-based knowledge to it, and they made it work. And we not only survived in large parts all over the world, like the Americas, like Brazil, like Trinidad, like New Orleans in the United States, North Carolina, South Carolina. We not only survived, we thrived. So here, these are yams, although they're really sweet potatoes. But they do the same thing for us that the yams did for our ancestors, to the point to where they created annual Odunde, yearly festivals, and yam festivals and things like that. Well, we got yam festival too. We call it soul food. So in JUJUPOWER, we share with people who want to be a part of African liberation and African cultural retention. That's what we're talking about. Survival of the African race and then thrival. We share with respect for all the different mutations and permutations of our direction and Africanity, all the way from, say, ILE ÄKỌ to, say, Mombasa to, say, Zanzibar, wherever you find yourself, to, say, Turks and Caicos. It doesn't matter. We all have our kind of Afrocentric way of survival, and we want to utilize that for the here and now, for the benefit of our families. If you dig what I'm saying with the yams here at our shrines, if you dig what I'm saying, then check us out at JUJUPOWER, օրիշա Voodoo Inspired Living. We take it all in stride. Been there, done that. The blood of people who built great empires runs through our veins. The blood of people who were taken to the lowest low, and yet they survived, run through our veins. The blood of people who were put in the hardest of circumstances, and yet made a way and kept us alive and thriving. It runs through our veins. The yam is in our DNA. No matter what form it takes on the planet, we get it and we make it work within the voodoo that resides within us. JUJUPOWER for life.